Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 5, where we have finally, I guess, reached Solberg's Tower, although of course I did make a beeline for this place as soon as we entered Tranquility, so I guess it's more that we finally made it past the Drake Pillars. And yeah, I decided that it probably was in our best interest to go ahead and visit Solberg himself pretty much right away to get that out of the way, even though it's not going to be particularly pleasant. According to what we've heard about Solberg and his attitude toward the Empire. We have met Dionisio, an old acquaintance, I suppose, who lost very little time giving us a pretty questionable quest, to enter the East Tower that apparently Solberg does not want anyone to enter. And yeah, that's definitely not going to cause any problems. I mean, he pretty much reassures us that, you know, it's going to be fine. No one's going to get into any trouble, but yeah, I don't know. I have my doubts. Solberg's Tower. Right. So, yeah, what is called Solberg's Tower is really, I think was described as just 4 separate towers in the north, south, east, and west. The eastern one is the one that's forbidden, I guess, or at least not open to visitors. And the northern one seems to be the main tower, so let's head in there. Shock Troop Sentinel. A different type of guardian creature here. There's a stone sentinel standing guard. It's completely motionless. You suspect that if someone here called out an alarm, it would start moving very quickly. Right, it's not hit point wise the most dangerous looking thing. Caution test portal. Okay, let's not click on that right away. Also, hello. Tiakura. Who are you? Why are you standing here? When you approach this woman, she lowers her hood. You see that she is Avernum-born, pure white skin with veins forming delicate traceries under her skin. Thin, growing sickly in her increasing age. She seems friendly enough, though. Greetings, Empire soldier. I'm Tiakura, mage and assistant to Solberg. The Master has made it clear that you are to be allowed through without harm at this point. Let me welcome you to my workshop. Please don't touch anything delicate. Okay, I'll try. What do you do here? I assist Solberg in creating the next designs of Sentinel, improving their power, their reliability, the time they can function without receiving invigorating spells. To help the shield we are creating expand to all of Avernum. Oh, okay, that's the ultimate plan, huh? Who else works on this project? Malachite is in the West Tower. He maintains the Sentinels that already exist, repairs them, comforts their simple little magical minds. And then there is the Creator, the one who carves them, Sorengard. She looks uncomfortable. And tell me more about Sorengard. Is that also a name that I should recognize? That seems vaguely familiar. He made the Sentinels in the workshop in the southwest quadrant. I would rather not discuss it. He made them, but not anymore. I guess that's maybe what's going wrong currently. Maybe he has. Maybe their Sentinel creator, and of course I thought up to this point that Solberg himself was that creator, but I guess not. Maybe the main craftsman has gone rogue or gone mad or whatever, and either stopped creating, well, I guess just stopping creating new Sentinels wouldn't be that bad, but maybe making ones that are, well, going rogue, not obeying to orders. That could be a problem, of course. Well, we'll see. Would rather not discuss it. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll hear about that from Solberg pretty soon. Let's see here. Wasn't there another question? You really think you can make enough Sentinels for all of Avernum? Good question. She smiles. You think that only the Empire can complete great works? That's not at all what I said. It just seems like a monumental task, honestly. Also, first I hear of such grand-scale plans. What sort of experiments do you perform? Many sorts, from testing the materials we found, the materials we would use to evaluating already completed Sentinels. Say, evaluating Sentinels is very difficult, a task for the brave. If you would help me, I could give you access to magic. Magic your Empire Masters might not give you. What do you think? I'd like to help. I've learned that when a wizard asks for my help, I should run. That's an interesting notion, if not entirely unreasonable. I mean, doubt it's gonna lock me out of this quest forever, and I'm tempted to take it just for the fun of it. I mean, I can always reload, right? She laughs. You have learned much. I must get back to my labors. Excuse me. Right. Let's see here. What do you do? What's not experiments? I'd like to help. I changed my mind. She looks at your wrist and rethinks her decision. Perhaps you will need to earn more trust before you can see more of our work. Fair enough. So I guess you can't teach me any magic right now? I can teach you a few spells, nothing very powerful, you understand, and you will have to pay for my time. Oh, really? Exorbitant. Okay. LB's not important. Slow, not really that important, I think. Augmentation. Minor summon. Lightning spray. It's obviously something I would like. Terror, I guess, as well. I don't think I've made a whole lot of use of that spell. Also, look at those prizes. Holy crap. I mean, I expect those to go down once we help her. I was expecting the entire training option to be locked until after we help her, of course. But, I mean, if nothing else, the prices should drop a little bit. So this is definitely, yeah, pretty prohibitive. But, yeah, anyway, I don't think I made a lot of use of terror in the past Avernums. But, of course, the spell of that name, or a similar name, was definitely quite useful in Geneforge. So I don't know, maybe I'll play around with that if I can actually afford it at some point. Prismatic shield. Do we? Creates a shield around all nearby allies, providing protection from magical damage and being frozen. The higher the skill, the longer it lasts. Interesting. That is the same as augmentation, right? The duration being dependent on the spell level. Right. Of course, I don't know if having it at max spell rank is that rank 3? Sounds about right. Like 2 from the trainer and 1 from a book somewhere. If that actually makes it equivalent to the long-lasting priest spells, or if it's still only gonna last for maybe 2 combats or so. Anyway, yeah, right now I'm not gonna pay that kind of money for it. Let's see here. I would like to know more about Tranquility. Then asked Solberg. I won't share anything about our defenses. If you want to learn about those, attack us. You will find out what we can do soon enough. Okay, I mean, wasn't planning on doing that. Do here. Who else works here? Sorry, guys. Okay. I thought maybe I had seen another dialogue option that I didn't explore, but I don't think so. And she already offered us a quest, and apparently we need better bracelets for that, or a better bracelet, which I had already suspected would be the case eventually. Delivery entrance. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing this way. Yeah, must be up to Solberg. Why would you... Oh, interesting. That's the first magical barrier I want to say that the crystals are too weak to break. Also, notably, the spell barrier was not actually one of the spells that she offered, was it? We obviously don't have it yet. Wait, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So maybe doing her quest is... Well, it might still lower the price, but it might also unlock spells that she's not currently willing to share. And, you know, Dispel Barriers definitely might be one of those. I mean, I don't think it used to be like a super high level spell, right? Wait. Dispel Barrier, yeah, it should... Oh, actually, it is... Never mind then. But yeah, maybe the higher level spells are actually going to become available. Well, anyway, not for now. Is this... Are we going to get in trouble for this? Oh, you open the box, hoping to find exciting treasure, or at least a key to something interesting. You do find a key. In fact, you find hundreds of them, all shapes and sizes and materials, all jumbled together. There are too many keys here to take with you. Without knowing what you're specifically looking for, there's nothing that you can do. Okay, I guess we're not in trouble. It's just not useful now, but it might be later, so... I guess I won't reload? I mean, she's not angry or mentioning what we did at all, so I guess we're fine. Other chest. Yep, this guy's still friendly. I guess if we can talk to Solberg just fine, and he doesn't mention anything. I'm gonna accept that there are no negative consequences. It's an interesting little, I don't know, twist of the usual formula, though, to find too many keys to be useful. It's certainly not usually a problem that you encounter. Oh. Cheeseball too. Oh, hi there. Didn't realize you had special names. Also, I'm not sure why you're talking. Cheeseball used to be a cat, right? It's definitely not a cat. Anyway, wait, did I try talking to you? Oh, I absolutely did not. Yeah, also, of course, Cheeseball 1, just called Cheeseball, was actually a cat that was talking in one of the previous games. And this is the successor, I guess, the upgraded model. Definitely looks a bit more ready for combat. There's a huge beast lurking in the upper halls of this tower. It looks like a hellhound, but it has a distinct feline grace. Oh, okay. I guess we have to imagine that part. It's also several hundred pounds of solid claw and muscle. Yet it's no mindless beast. It boldly walks up and inspects you. Then it says in a voice that sounds like two large rocks scraping together, which I'm not going to be able to replicate. I suppose the master would want me to watch you. I am... It pauses and takes a deep breath, the better to display its contempt for what it is about to say. I am Cheeseball 2, loyal familiar to the master. Harm him, and I am the one who will feed on you. You're a familiar? His magical animal friend summoned by him to follow his orders, tolerate his idiocy, and be bored. Though there are benefits. I get a lot of meat, usually dead invaders, after the sentinels are done with them. Are there that many invaders, though? I mean, where are they coming from? Maybe that's more of a threat than anything else. Tell me about your master. Oh, the great and mighty Solberg, occupier of soft chairs and dreamer of impossible dreams. It is such an honor to be at the mercy of the whims of one such as him. Of the whims of such as him? Okay, whatever. Impossible dreams? Don't think I will tell you any secrets. The master has told me all about the tricks of your surface types. You surface types. Don't be all clever on me. You smell delicious, by the way. Oh, thanks. You too. You don't sound like you care for Solberg. I am a proud creature. I don't have to like him. I only have to do everything he says, instantly, without question. Liking him, not necessary. Okay, very pragmatic. Although I wouldn't want to be in Solberg's shoes if he ever loses whatever kind of control he has over this creature. Anyway, wait, we already asked about the master, right? Yeah. You don't tell me. You have an interesting name. Should we really go there? Sure, why not? Don't mock me, two legs. Solberg hasn't ordered me to not destroy you. I have a name. I will endure it. Why did Solberg give you that name? Sentimentality, brought on by encroaching senility. Senility? Senile, but senility? I don't know. Why the two? Did you have a predecessor? Yes. My poor prior familiar was a feline of the smaller, more delicate, more useless variety. What happened to Cheeseball? The familiar kept Solberg company in a miserable, horrible place, then watched over him for a while longer, then died. Recently the master called me. I watch out for whatever foes and assassins he imagines. I get fed. It's a living. Yeah, again, very pragmatic. I can respect that. Well, hello there, Archmage Solberg. Oh, you present the letter. Right. Let's get that out of the way first, I suppose. He takes the grimy piece of paper, reads it, snorts, crumples it up, and throws it away. As expected, pretty much. I can't afford to let every ruffian into my lands. If this is the only reason you came here, you wasted your time. Well, that's hardly the case. Oh, wow, he definitely looks older than imagined and definitely way different from before. You meet the Archmage Solberg, a figure of legend, revered by the Evernites. He is sitting deep within his warren, reading a book. When you approach, he stands up, and you get a good look at him. What you see is alarming. The Empire's limits on magic can be irritating, but they have their advantages, like preventing things like this. This twitchy old man, hero to the cave dwellers, is 1/4 undead. Only 1/4, huh? That's not so bad. He has been using magic to extend his lifespan, and this always has a cost. His skin is pale and waxy, his hair is white and sparse. He's already part lich. To the extent that he can still show emotions, he is angry. An Empire soldier, here, in the core of my fortress. Someone is going to answer for this. I mean, the lady downstairs said that you were okay with us being here? I guess maybe not necessarily being here, up here in your private quarters. Anyway, I am Solberg. I rule here. Show your paper of transit, or be executed as a spy. Well, here are my papers. I'm actually surprised that he doesn't already know everything about our mission and hasn't been watching our every step. I mean, I suppose he might not actually have that kind of power or, you know, over other parts of Avernum. His influence doesn't seem to really extend past this little realm of tranquility. Right. Solberg snatches out of your hand, snatches it out of your hand, looks at them, or them, looks at them and laughs. It's a dry, unnerving sound. I should have seen this coming. I should not have been surprised. Yeah, I mean, pretty much what I was thinking. Of course, you had to be let through. That doesn't mean I won't have words with whoever allowed you in. But still, why are you here? I'd like to hear it from your mouth. I am hunting for Dorikas. Well, that makes you slightly less than an enemy to me. That's good to hear, I guess. Dorikas tried to kill Empress Prazak. She was the least objectionable of the people on the surface. Dorikas is no friend of mine. Have you seen him? I have not. There has been no sign of him in my lands, and I have checked. I'm not saying that it is impossible to pass through here without my knowing, but it would be very difficult. Yeah, so maybe they just bypass this area entirely, which would seem like a smart choice if this is not their ultimate destination, of course. Just simply not dealing with Solberg and his constructs. So I'm sure you would continue to travel. What? So I am sure you would continue to travel. I encourage this. I want you to leave my lands. But before you go, there are things we must discuss. Let me guess. You have something that I can help you with? That I will help you with before you will help me? He stares at the wall, considering how much to tell you. He idly scratches at the back of his hand with a long yellow fingernail. Little clouds of dried skin float down to the armrest of his chair. Yummy. This land is tranquility. I'm trying to create what Avernum needs. A place of safety. From monsters, from the mad vanity, from hunger, and from your kind. Most of all, from your kind. Really? Are we the biggest evil you're facing? I kinda disagree, but, you know, sure. The mad vanity? Like, I mean, that's a good example of something that seems like a more immediate and less predictable threat. Both Avernum and the Empire have been stung by those unpredictable creatures. Were it not for their presence ever lurking under us, I could have gone to my rest years ago. From hunger? I would not speak of that. Ask of something else. Well, you mentioned it. From the Empire? There are many of your kind that would crush us. You know that this is true. Well, yeah, sure, but not the ones currently in power, so there's that at least. I spent years of precious life holed up in a tiny, sulphurous pit hiding from Empire assassins. Never again. So what is your solution? You are in it. A stable, controlled population, with the power to defend itself with overwhelming magic. This is the safest land in Avernum. Our sentinels make it so. Or they will. But there is a problem. Of course. Do tell. There is a new creation, with great potential, but there are problems. I'm telling you about these problems so that the Empire does not think that I'm attacking those who hunt the assassin. Tranquility has 4 quadrants. The sentinels in the quadrant to the southeast, the land you have to pass through to get farther into the northern frontier, have become erratic. You may pass my lands. I would even give you an opal bracelet so that you could easily go southeast if I thought it would get you away from me faster. But the sentinels would attack you, and they are powerful. This is what you should know. So, let me pass until I solve your problem? Typical! And completely expected. Is there anything I can do to help? Alright, thanks for the warning. Yeah, but I mean, as he said, he will need to give me that opal bracelet first. But even that is not going to protect me from those erratic sentinels, is what he's saying. Well, I mean, obviously I was expecting it, and I'm just going to accept it. Is there anything I can do to help? Solberg frowns. Tiny cracks appear on his cheeks. I do not ask the Empire for help. I do not trust them. I do not share my secrets. But you are trapped here, and I want you out of my land. Therefore, I can help you continue your travels, though there is some risk to you. Ask me more if you are interested. Well, I guess we're gonna ask all of these things. You've been in Avernum for a long time. I mean, yeah? How long exactly? He slumped slightly in his seat. For a moment, you see how old he really is. It has been a long time since anyone asked. Everyone down here knows my story. It is ironic that one interested in my tale is from the Empire. The one interested. I have been in Avernum longer than practically anyone alive. I continue the fight for my land, even though sometimes I think I would rather rest. Why were you sent? I guess it's not as rude for us to ask, because we just don't know the customs, although we should at this point. He's also not offended, interestingly. I guess it's been long enough that he's no longer angry about that particular wrong inflicted upon him by the Empire. I was once a loyal citizen of the Empire, like you, a wizard, one of several of the wrong end of the political disagreement. Since death in the night was not what we wanted, we came to Avernum instead. We? All the mages, I guess, or several of them. How have you fought for Avernum? I will not tell the whole tale. Of the Black Cavern filled with savage beasts, of clearing them out so that there was room for the humans to follow us, the fight to imprison Grahoth, the wars with the Nephilim and the Slizerikai, and Grahoth again. And then the Empire invaded, and things became even worse. What did the Empire do? You are young. All that is good hasn't been crushed out of you. Don't worry, it will. The Empire excels at that. The Empire slaughtered many of us. Me, I had to flee to avoid the hordes of demonic assassins your people sent after me. I spent years in the miserable exile, hidden in a tiny tower with none but my infuriating familiar for company. If we hadn't won the war with the help of the Vanatai, I might have ended my own torment then and there. Your familiar? A cat named Cheeseball. Long past, of course. I have since summoned a new familiar, one more suited to the dangers of the times. Right, we've met. The Empire was responding to a real threat, the assassination of its emperor. Should we try to justify what happened? Oh, sure, why not? We didn't kill your wicked emperor. Erica Redmark did, without consulting the rest of us. But I will not listen to this babble in my home. Come back when you can be polite. I mean, I don't think that was necessarily particularly impolite of a thing to say, especially after he already acknowledged that we were young and didn't know much about the history. But, you know, sure, whatever. What else have we... Oh, how have you fought for Avernum? Right, what did the Empire do? What happened after the war? There we go. First, I recovered. The time in the tower, the solitude, the sulfur, the heat. He shakes his head. The looks being shuffled aside. I'm passing. No, I cannot dwell in the past anymore. I have a place here, where the errors can be corrected, where I can develop a way to make Avernum safe at last. I've been indulging myself, and as a result, I have confided in one of your kind. Say your piece, soldier of the enemy, and let us conclude our business. I mean, I would like to ask some more questions in that under the first dialogue option, but I can't right now. I would like to learn some magic. I will not trade my secrets with your kind, he mutters to himself. My age doesn't make me sentimental. Weak, but not to this extent. Right. I'd like to know more about tranquility. I'm sure you would. I know that the Empire would like to discover the secrets of my network of defenses that will one day expand and keep us safe from you. The dangers Avernum faces are many. I will solve them before I rest. Of course, any new creation has flaws, but I'm confident in the future that they will be fixed. What sort of dangers do your sentinels keep away? All of them. Outside invaders are destroyed, and the more insidious but equally dangerous invaders are kept at a distance. What sort of invaders have you fought so far? All of them. All of them? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Stray giants from the south, overly ambitious bandits from the west. Creatures I have captured and released to test the sentinels, and if you go to the wrong place, they can fight you. Yes, the system is almost perfect. Who are the more insidious invaders? People. Ordinary people. These caves are fragile. They can only produce food for so many people, try as we might. Even magic has limits in this area. The Vanatai have the right idea, but we cannot adopt their solution. What do they do? Well, we know that, but... Let's ask anyway. They hibernate, locking themselves away for centuries once they have almost exhausted their caverns. They give their lands a time to regenerate. This is not a solution for us. I mean, it could be with significant magical adaptation, but I don't know if most people would like that idea. So we must protect our lands by keeping too many people from staying here. And he shakes his head. I struggle to keep from talking. It is an effect of too much solitude, that I speak too freely in my old age. I even speak to the enemy. That weakness will be purged. We will discuss something else now. You don't believe that Dorikas was here? I do not. For Dorikas and his rebels to have passed through here, he would have needed to evade my sentinels. All of them, even around the southern passage. I don't see how that would be possible. Well, that still doesn't mean that it didn't happen, but it does make it seem unlikely, yes. I want to go farther into the northern frontier. Can you help me? It appears that I must. You can't stay here. I'm bound by the papers you carry to help you proceed. If I could, I would just wave you through. However, there is a problem. There has been sabotage. One of my trusted assistants has caused me to lose control of the sentinels in the southeast quadrant. You will not be able to pass through that region without great danger unless control is regained. But could I theoretically pass through with great danger? Oh. I mean, it sounds like that might be an option, but of course, for all I know, those sentinels might be even stronger than the Slithericai gods that I that I faced recently. There is no way to slip through? No, and the defenses to the southeast toward the wilder parts of the frontier are my strongest. You can try to fight your way through, but I would not recommend it. Aha, so it is an option. I mean, I probably will try to fight my way through just to see how impossible it is, but of course I'm in the long term going to try and help. So maybe I can help you regain control, especially since it's in my own best interest. He nods. This is why I allowed you to reach me. Your effort can benefit us both. He gives you a bracelet. It is a band of iron set with a piece of onyx. Okay, second level clearance. You put it on. When you do, your crude bracelet crumbles into dust. Okay. There is a workshop to the southwest. The sentinels are maintained here, but much of the work that takes place in creating them happens there. And that is where the traitor is. Find what is causing the southeastern sentinels to go mad and stop it. If you have to kill the traitor, so much the better. Alright, that's what I like. So basically have all the freedom that I want. What do you think is affecting the sentinels? I do not know, but I sense a malevolent presence. It sends out its will from the workshop. I believe that it is the traitor. It? Go on. No, he saw my success. He knew that the Empire... He's there now, in the workshop, working against me. Stop whatever is disturbing the sentinels. If you have to kill Sorengard, I am agreeable. That is all. Okay, I mean, you hadn't actually mentioned the name Sorengard before. We only heard that from your assistant. I don't need anything else. I need to pick up some crystals for Encounter Shanker. Oh, yeah, that's true. Cerberus is surprised. You're working with her? She trusts you? I hope she learns from mistakes we have made in the past. He walks to his desk and fetches a small pouch of crystals. He gives it to you. Okay, that was easy. I don't need anything else right now, which is not true at all. There were plenty of things to talk to him about, I think, that I did not pick yet. Okay, so lose an item, right? Gain an item Onyx Passage, and an item for crystals. Alright, now let's see. Actually, I guess I did ask all of these questions. But there were still more things. Yeah. How have you fought for Avernum? Empire do. Haven't after the war. Okay, and that ends that dialogue tree, but you have prolonged your life? He holds up a hand and looks at it. It hangs there in the air, perfectly, eerily still. The skin is dry, waxy, almost pure white, but you can't see veins underneath it. I have used my power to continue in this world. I have a duty. I will not cease until it is discharged. How do you live longer? I'm not so old and confused that I would share those secrets easily. It is not good for too many to live too long. Avernum is growing short of food as it is. What is your duty? In the early days, the dark days, there was a young... I swore to help, to protect. I did not succeed. A young what now? I think of the past, of those who died. For me to rest, to selfishly take my power away from my land, it would mean more deaths. Unjust, unnecessary. I mean, I think he has the right idea. He means well. He's not prolonging his life for his own personal gain or for lust of power or anything. I mean, if anything, it's pretty clear that he is suffering, that he's very tired. So yeah, I think it does seem noble, if perhaps ultimately foolish and doomed to failure. He snaps at you. I don't need your approval. Oh, sorry, I was giving it to you anyway. You're part of what I am protecting against. I'm sentimental and talkative in my old age. I need to watch that. You have more important things to discuss. I mean, we already asked about magic. I guess I did ask all of these things. I don't think any of them had more branching options, but I'm gonna try one more time just so I don't miss out on anything again. Tranquility. I asked about all of these. What did I do? Dorikas. Right, I want to... Perhaps I can help. Who's the traitor? Did we ask that? Oh, okay. That's a thing that I didn't ask. Even though he then continued his dialogue as if I had. Thorngard, he spits out the word. He asked to come with me, asked to help with my work. I brought him with. I trusted him. I should have known never to let someone from the Empire be close to me. Oh. Hey, from the Empire? I'm pretty sure that the name has appeared before, that we've actually met that character in the past. The corruption, it is deep, and it is permanent. When he started to say his doubts, I should have known. He stopped speaking. What do you think is affecting the Sentinels? I do not know. Go on. Right. And then... yeah, that triggered this dialogue, which didn't seem to really make sense. I feel like there's a little bit of a continuity error here, but, you know, it's all good. We understand. Hey, can we read your book? This is one of Solberg's spellbooks. When you touch it, it gives you a painful magical jolt. You jump away. Oh. Do we actually die from this? Seriously? Thanks, game. I mean, I guess I should have expected something like that. And this... oh, again, really? Same thing, huh? I guess I should have expected as much. It's fine. I mean, if one of the barriers downstairs was not breakable with a crystal, this one here almost certainly is not breakable either, but yeah. As expected. Well then, maybe now that we have a slightly better bracelet, we can actually get a quest from you. I'd like to know more. Can you teach me magic? What do you do? Experiments. Ah, this is the one. I've learned that one. Right, of course, helping with the wizard's experiments. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, the option actually changed here. That's the spirit. I have a new sentinel in the South Tower. I need to evaluate its defenses. This means that I need you to hit it many times, in different ways, very quickly. She describes the key to you, and then points at the alcoves to the east. There is a box of keys in there. Oh, really? That mystery gets solved sooner than I hoped or expected. Yeah. Anyway, fetch the correct key and enter the South Tower when you're prepared. And do you also hand me a crystal, or would you have dispelled that barrier for me? It doesn't say that, so I guess not. Which is interesting, so... Quest received? Yeah, she did not give me a piercing crystal to dispel the barrier, so the game expected me, in order to be able to proceed with this quest, to actually have at least one piercing crystal and use it here. Oh. Okay, you look for the key to the South Tower that Tiakura described to you, Tiakura. After a few minutes of sorting, you find and take it. That seems extremely inconvenient. Thankfully, we did not have to deal with that in real time. Okay, well, I have to do it. Step into the portal. And we just get kicked out of the tower. This looks like an area that's just accessible. We would have been attacked by those warped wolves if we hadn't been able to calm them. That being said, they are guarding an item, or well, a container with items inside, presumably. Cannot easily make it around. I'm not going to stray too far away from the tower that I want to explore first. I guess we will attack these things, because I'm curious. So we enter combat. Yep, it's fine. Sorry, wolves. But you know, if we didn't have the level of nature lore that we have, there we go, we would have been attacked anyway, right? So let's just pretend it happened. Really, more often than not. I mean, I guess sometimes it's convenient if I just want to travel through an area quickly and don't want to bother dealing with the wildlife. Then it's of course convenient to tame those stray bats and wolves. But then again, you know, enemies are worth experience and are sometimes guarding places. So quite often it's also pretty inconvenient that I can't just easily attack things. I mean, it's not like it's a big deal either way. Oh, you had exactly one open space. Alright, okay. Southwest Quadrant, Onyx bracelet required. Right, we do have that. Okay, nothing here. South Tower, where we're supposed to conduct that test. Hello, refugee. There are several refugees camped in this half-finished building. They don't want to talk to you, but you managed to eavesdrop a little bit. Chased after my daughter. If it had returned to its senses only a minute later, I can't bear to think of what would have happened. Talking about one of those erratic sentinels, I'm guessing? Goodman Tunty. Hello. This building is half finished. It is now full of agitated refugees. You hear them muttering and arguing about the homes they fled to come here. Most of them avoid you. One doesn't. He is a tall, proud-looking Nephil. He wears an iron bracelet set with a piece of onyx. Okay. Same as us, which is interesting. Greetings, outsider. I am Goodman Tati. I have been cautioned not to talk to you. I need to be listened to. Nobody will. So I talk to you. I look for help. Where are you from? I am Evernight. My home is in Southwest Quadrant. Not now. Now, no home. Okay. What is this building? I do not know what it would be. Now it is where they place the victims until they know what they are doing with us. We came here to be safe. Here we are safe. Out we are not. You wanted to be safe from what? Look to your own history, Empire soldier. We Nephilim, our desire to be safe is greater than most. We know what it is to be hunted. Okay, weird answer to my question. And so you need my help? I need help of someone. Might as well be you. Other people hiding here are from Southeast Quadrant. I am not Southeast. I am Southwest, so they don't listen. They avoid me. Go on. A sentinel destroys my home. Nobody listen. They say I do it. Want attention. Want more wealth. Why would I do that? I want you to find Mad Sentinel. Show that I am right. And if I wanted to do that, how would I? My home is in Southwest Quadrant, West Wall. The sentinel that was bad, I knew it was already. It was odd when it was near my home. Then one day, it smashes it. I flee. I tell them. They do not listen. They tell me to be quiet. Prove that I am right, that I am not mad. I can pay. Honestly, I can. Okay. It's weird that they would not believe a story when there are clearly erratic and dangerous sentinels around. Just maybe not in that quadrant, but I mean, what's stopping them from walking over a few meters? Nothing, I guess, is the answer. Also, if the source of whatever is making them, or whoever is making them turn erratic in the first place is actually in the Southwest Quadrant, and Solberg knows about that, you know, makes his story even more believable than it already was. I guess that's that, huh? Goodman Tati quest. Okay. Well, I'll gladly help you. Oh, hello, Hulot? Hulot. A merchant has set up a tiny little shop in the corner of this unfinished room, where he tries to sell what little of his wares he brought here with him. It is a difficult task, as he constantly has to snatch his wares away before the stone servants step on them. I'm Hulot, he says. I'm not too proud to trade with the Empire. I need the money. Then he shouts, "No!" as a stone servant steps on one of his pots. Well, it seems like it seems pretty... Yeah, I don't know. Pretty annoying to have to deal with, but... Well, what are you doing here? Well, I'm from the southeast quadrant. We're all here now. The Sentinels, they've gone crazy. Who lived in the southeast quadrant? Skilled workers, craftsmen. Since mushrooms don't grow as well there, that's where Solberg sent the artisans. And then we all came back. So I guess the one bit of good news is that at least the forced evacuation of the southeast quadrant did not really harm the food production too much. Right. Did the Sentinels kill anyone? He shows you his bracelet. Gold set with an opal. Not yet, but they tried. Those who had this bracelet, they were supposed to leave us alone. Huh? Oh, not yet, but they tried? Those who had this bracelet, they were supposed to leave us alone. What? Those who had this bracelet were supposed to leave us alone? You mean they were supposed to leave those alone who had this bracelet, right? Is this worded weirdly, or is it just me? Usually they did. Sometimes they forgot, though. They'd turn hostile, just for a minute, chase us. One threw a bolt at me. I barely dodged it. We saw it was getting worse, so we left before we died. We came here because it was supposed to be safe. Yeah, that's only fair. What is being built here? Some laboratory thing, something magic, who knows. We all settled here because that's where there was room. Right, So no quest from you, huh? I guess. Let me see your wares, just out of curiosity, just to get that out of the way. Wormskin helmet, yeah, I don't think we have a need for that anymore at this point. Energy potions, nice and not too expensive. I mean, I guess relatively expensive, but still not so bad. But we could, of course, return to an alchemist and use some of our many herbs to make some for free, I believe. Speed potion, yeah, whatever. Healing potions, also pretty cheap, but also easily makeable, craftable. Fine leather, null wand, mica band, some new. Acid resistance and poison resistance, or maybe I've seen that one before. I mean, it's pretty good at resistance, honestly. And it is affordable enough, if I wanted it. You know what, I'm actually going to buy an extra lamp just because. Oh, you can buy an unlimited number. In that case, I'm actually going to buy a few. Just so I don't have to worry about them so much. 2 Skulls of Lightning. Those have come in handy, and it might be a while before we can actually afford, or before I will actually decide that I want to pay for that spell. Even though we do technically have access to it now. But, I mean, this is still going to be an option. I'd like to sell something as well. Oh, yeah. Boy, do I want to sell stuff. The junk bag is such a godsend when it finally comes around. But alas, not in this game. Not yet. Well, still gonna hold on to those. Wow, we have 13 now? How many did I buy? I thought I only bought like maybe 5 or so. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I did get a bit overboard, but you know, it's not like we're not gonna need them, probably. So that's fine. Additional gold necklace. Maybe I should hold on to that. I think I've been keeping all the gold necklaces we've found so far. It's just not been that many. Also, the danger of filling up his inventory with stuff is that I have to make sure to remember not to sell these Tinker's gloves. That would be unfortunate. Put these here as a buffer, I guess, if I'm just going through these items. Maybe I'm gonna, you know, stop and question what I'm doing when I get to the gold necklace. Anyway, you also have some stuff, yeah. Just some fine leather helmet, extra null wand. I mean, I haven't even used the one I found a long time ago. Disruption wand was pretty weak when I actually used one recently. So honestly, many of these might just not be particularly useful anymore against the level of enemies that we're going to be encountering from here on out. Diamond spray. I don't think I've actually tried using that one. That might still be powerful. I don't know. I guess I can hold on to this. It is another 150 gold though. I mean, I can always sell it later if I need to. I don't need anything. Alright, thanks for... No! He just barely yanks a potion out from under a stone sentinel's foot. Servant's foot. Food? Foot. My god. I mean, you'd think that it should be possible to, I don't know, stop him from just walking into this little niche here where he has his stuff. Just block the entrance somehow. But, well, not my problem, I suppose. More refugees. Where's that sentinel? Or it was supposed to be in the south tower, right? Or nameless refugees. What's it say here? Artisan's workshop under construction. Okay. Just some trash. Southeast quadrant opal bracelet required. Right. Don't have that yet. Oh, wait. This is gonna allow us here. Speed elixir. Okay. Yes, speed elixirs are what you have. What I never use, but in theory I could. Oh. Access underground. Okay, this is a different quadrant though, so I'm not gonna deal with that yet. I'm just gonna keep in mind that I have not actually explored anything in any of the other quadrants. So even if I've technically seen something, been somewhere, hello there button, actually pretty well concealed in this type of wall texture. Oh, what? This is pointless. What? Why? Oh, this is actually blocked off. Never mind. It's not pointless. Look, I guess this is two pillars just seemingly blending into one. All right, fair enough. What am I looking at here? I can't walk there. No. Is there? There's nothing here. Oh, I thought this button would just open the way back. Never mind then. So there is some purpose. That used to be a trap, I guess, but it's not active. I'm gonna hope that this works, and it did. Okay, and we're able to open that and this. Oh wait, this is the Eastern Tower. Crap! I didn't even realize. I was breaking into the place. It still feels like a really bad idea. Uh-oh, I also just quick saved after technically already entering. Well, we're here now. What are these things? There are several magical pylons in this chamber. They send wisps of light flittering out through the window. Other wisps come back in, to the pylon, and then are directed into the pool in the center of the room. There aren't any controls or instructions, so you leave them alone. That's probably very smart. In the middle of this ring of magical pylons, you find a large metal basin full of grey, stagnant water. There is a sour algae smell. Wisps of light constantly flow from the pylons into the pool. Drink the water. Maybe try something slightly less stupid first and stare into the pool. You look deep into the water, concentrating on the movements deep within the murk, and trying to ignore the foul smell. Something happens. As you watch, shapes begin to appear within the muck. It is an Avernum city, lit by torches and full of groups of merchants and townsfolk. The image shimmers and changes. You see what looks like the Northern Isles. Then it changes again to an old crumbling tower emerging from a pool of lava. Okay, are those the stations of Solberg's life in Avernum? Then you see what looks like the surface. What looks like the surface, although the image is too blurry to make out any details. You watch for a while longer, seeing scenes and places you don't recognize. Your head starts to hurt and you back away. Very interesting. That might be enough to satisfy Dionysius' curiosity. This book is a journal. There are many entries of varying length, each marked with a date. It looks like the messages began a year ago. You don't think that they are spells. Alas, they are all written in a code. You try to understand it, but you haven't learned enough lore to make sense of it. Really? Well, I don't think it's spells apparently, but it would still be useful or still be interesting to know more about. I mean, he can improve his arcane lore. He kind of needs to catch up with her. Well, I can't afford an extra level. And I was going to do that eventually, right? So they're both at level 6 now. Maybe it was enough with any luck? Yeah, I thought as much. I mean, one level of arcane lore is super cheap. And it is, of course, yeah, the more of this in the party, the better. So, I will actually do that. Still not enough. How about you? I mean, everyone knows all the points they can get, of course, but crap. Still costs only 1. Next level up. You're gonna have 8 points, which is still enough for melee weapons, which I think I'm working on right now, right? So, sure, an extra point. I guess the same for you. Yeah, you're also gonna have 8 points, which is still enough to do to increase something useful. So sure, come on, surely this must be enough. You haven't learned enough lore to make sense of it. Is this just a ridiculously high requirement, much higher than everything else in the game? Because right now we're at 12, 16. That seems like it must be getting close to the cap of what is required. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm feeling like we're getting close. Also, even though this is only a small place and I'm gonna leave very soon. Let's light things up a little bit. I'm not gonna steal anything. That seems. Well, I mean, I guess any damage, any potential damage, has already been done. If Solberg knows that we entered, he will, even if we don't take some of those normal crystals there, he's not gonna care about those. I'm not gonna drink from the pool. That's. Obviously, this is not the type of pool that you drink from. Clearly, its purpose is to show those images. So, well, I guess we'll return to Dionisio and see if just having been in there is enough. I entered the tower, there's nothing up there, just storage. Why would I lie to him? I mean, I guess we're not friends. If I tell him that, he's gonna have to take our word for it. Even though I suspect that he's at least gonna be very suspicious. But he doesn't really have a way to confirm either way. There is something up there. Describe the pool. I mean, I'm very tempted to just lie to him, just because I don't feel like I owe him anything. But if he's not satisfied with our answer, he's just not gonna give us as good of a reward, probably. And on the other hand, we couldn't care less whether he gains any knowledge that Solberg wouldn't want him to have, right? So I guess let's be greedy. There's something up there. Describe the pool. It's also very possible that there would be an option number 6, where we describe the pool and the contents of the diary, or the journal, if we had been able to decipher it. You know, where did I save the game? I feel like it's been a while, but on the other hand, probably not that long ago. So what I will actually do is, because the thing is, if entering this place at all makes Solberg angry, if he knows about this the moment we enter, I don't want to do this right now. So I'm gonna reload anyway. So while we are here, while we're basically in experimentation mode, I'm gonna invest even more in arcane lore. We're gonna go all the way up. It seems silly. And she's not gonna be able to train melee weapons now. But you know, I just want to know. Still don't have enough. Well then. That's most unfortunate. So 18 is not enough. It really makes me wonder if it's reasonable, if if it's realistic to ever be able to decipher this. I mean, it probably is possible, although, you know, it could be like one of those level 50 locks where, well, I guess the level 50 locks are never possible to unlock unless you cheat, I suppose. I guess you could never even get enough skill points in the entire game, even if you only level lockpicking. So those require keys, and obviously that's not an option for a book like this. But I mean, it might require 20. It might require, I don't know, 30, which I guess would technically be possible across the party, but obviously also very unreasonable to put that many points into. I guess the question is how much arcane lore does the highest level, the highest level spell tome require? The highest level thing that you'd normally be interested in deciphering. Whereas this might just be some extra lore or some kind of Easter egg, or maybe it's just a troll. I mean, I'm kind of leaning toward the latter because that's kind of what I've come to expect from this game at this point. Yeah, I'm definitely slightly annoyed that it's not actually, that 18 points in arcane lore is not actually enough. Well, let's just pick option number 5 here and see what happens. Dionysia chuckles. So the old paranoid is spying on Avernum, eh? Ancient, resentful, determined to be the center of things, and erratic. There, you learned something. I learned something. I can move on now. And here is something I don't need anymore, but you might find useful. He takes a ring out of his pouch and hands it to you. Alright, thank you. Static band. That's just resistances, is it? 15 energy resistance. Yeah. I mean, this is just stun resistance. And some armor, actually. Decent armor. Or a ring. Sharpshooter, we're going to keep that, of course. Magical efficiency, you're going to keep that. Mind effect resistance, probably also going to keep that. Because, as I reasoned back when we got that, it makes sense for a priest to be the one to be most likely to withstand those kinds of effects. Well, I'm going to double check now whether Solberg knows about our intrusion. Reclines in his chair. It is large and soft, brought at some expense from the surface. What else do you want? No mention of our breaking and entering, which is honestly very surprising. I really was expecting to be punished. But yeah, I mean, even though we were not punished, honestly, the reward is kind of lame. But we also got experience, I'm guessing, so that's not as much of a problem. But of course, I'm not really willing to spend all those skill points that I did spend if it isn't actually useful. I guess I'm going to accept spoilers here, or even just going to look them up myself to see what level of arcane lore is actually required for that tome, and how that compares to regular spell tomes, and if it's actually, useful to try and achieve that kind of level. If this is basically if that journal is the only thing that requires such a high amount of arcane lore, then I would deem it not worth it. Even if it's interesting or if it makes for a better reward from Dionisio, but yeah, it's just too many points that I can't really afford spending. So let's see where I last saved. Oh, wait, I saved here. Oh, that's already after entering. I completely forgot about that. Well, that's fine then. I guess in that case, I can do one more thing. Stare into the pool. Yep. Alright, I guess I didn't really do anything else. Check out one of these real quick. Well then, if there doesn't seem to be any harm done either way. I mean, of course, there might be hidden consequences, but I mean, Solberg doesn't immediately shout at us, so I'm guessing it's fine. Let's pick option number 4, just because. I entered the tower, there's nothing up there, just storage. Dionysia is not impressed. Clumsily done. Some advice? Leave the spy work for the spies. If you don't want to tell me, just don't tell me. If you change your mind, I'll be here. Okay. I'm surprised that he was neither convinced nor angry at us. Well, I guess in that case, there. I guess I'll take the static band. I suppose technically I could wait Because if it does turn out that the journal can be read, then it wouldn't make sense that we would be able to tell him the contents if they are of any interest, and that we would then get an even better reward. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna live either way. Now, where do we finally find that teleport pylon? It has to be here somewhere, right? I mean, there has to be one. What's this? Wait, sentinel maintenance, right. Malachite. We were told about that person. God, the episode is getting... Oh, wow, we already reached the 1 hour mark. Holy crap, I did not realize that. Floor crystal. Nothing here. So we weren't even able to finish exploring just the tower. I mean, there was a lot of talking and some miscellaneous things going on. Seriously though, I was totally expecting to find a teleport pylon right here somewhere. I mean, I guess it could just be outside the tower. There's gotta be somewhere. Gotta be one somewhere. There's also the job board, of course, that we didn't check. But yeah, and I'm guessing that the sentinel we're supposed to test is upstairs in the southern tower, so that's something we need to do. And then, of course, we haven't tried entering the ground floor of the eastern tower, which I guess is allowed to be entered. Construction, report malfunctioning workers here. Okay. So I guess it was specifically the upper floor of that tower that was blocked to the public. All right, fair enough. Yeah, okay. So we have a bunch of things left to do here. Explore Malachite's workshop, talk to that guy, talk to Domont, and explore this tower, go up here and deal with the sentinel, keep looking around for the... take a look at the job board, keep looking around for the pylon, return to Sienna and tell her what we learned from Listak's papers. And I guess that concludes that. And then we also have received those crystals to deliver to what's her face? Machinery repairs for Shanker, right? Yeah. So we also want to return there. Okay. So plenty of things to do, and that's not obviously that's only things that we can do here immediately, more or less. And not even counting actually heading out and exploring everything but the southeastern quadrant, I suppose. Assuming we have clearance for everything but that. Yeah, so tons of things to do. And I'm looking forward to doing them next time. As always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button and leave a comment. Well, I kind of got stuck there in my little routine. So, yeah, bye-bye.